Today, we're diving into something I think we can all relate to, the power of the short break. We're going to look at the science behind why escaping our day-to-day, even for just a weekend, might be the most effective way to recharge in our crazy, busy world. So let me ask you this. Do you ever feel like modern life is just wearing you out? It's a feeling, right? That you're constantly running on fumes, just trying to keep up. If that sounds familiar, trust me, you are a long way from being alone. And you know, that feeling of being completely drained, it's not some personal failure. It's actually a shared experience for so many of us. We're smack in the middle of what you could call the modern burnout problem. It's a direct result of the world we live in. I mean, think about where it all comes from. You've got work responsibilities that never seem to switch off, family commitments that are, super important but also demanding. And on top of all that, this endless fire hose of digital distractions. And what's left at the end of the day? Usually very little time for yourself. Okay, so that's the problem. But what if the answer wasn't some huge, complicated, life-changing event? What if it was something smaller, more doable? Well, that's where we get to the short break solution. This is where we kind of need to rewire our brains about what a holiday is. You know, those big, long vacations? They're awesome, but they take a ton of planning, you don't get to do them often, and there's all this pressure to make it the perfect trip. But short breaks? They're easy. You can sprinkle them throughout the year, which gives you this consistent, steady stream of benefits. And look, this isn't just a nice idea. The science actually backs this up. The research is pretty clear. Getting away for short, frequent trips often does more for our mental and physical health than saving it all up for that one big trip a year. So what's actually happening in our bodies and minds? Well, it's pretty amazing. Taking just a couple of days away from the routine literally lowers your stress hormones. When you come back, your focus is sharper, your energy tanks are refilled. And maybe most importantly, it triggers this powerful psychological reset, like hitting a refresh button on your brain. All right, enough with the theory. Let's make this real. We're going to look at a perfect example of a place that's become a go-to for exactly this kind of quick, restorative getaway, a little seaside town in the UK called Margate. Now, one of the biggest reasons it's so popular, especially for people in London, is this number right here. It's less than 2 hours away. That is a game changer. It means less travel stress, more relaxing time. Your break basically starts the moment you step on the train. And yeah, the sea is amazing, but what makes Margate special is its blend. You get that calming, beautiful nature from the coast, but it's mixed with a really cool, vibrant cultural scene. It's the perfect recipe for renewal. You can really build the exact trip you need. Maybe one day you're taking in incredible art at the Turner Gallery. The next, you're just wandering through the old town, popping into little independent shops, or hey, maybe just playing some games in the old school arcades. There's enough to do, but no pressure to do it all. Okay, so picking the right spot is huge, but where you actually stay, your home base for the break, that is just as important. So let's talk about the art of the retreat, how to really maximize your time away. This is so important. On a short break, every single hour counts. So choosing a place to stay that's actually designed to help you relax isn't some luxury, it's a strategy for making sure the break actually works. For instance, you might see something very specific, like a hotel offering Qadassia-approved Shabbat-friendly services. And all that means is that for Jewish guests who observe the Sabbath, everything from the food to the way the hotel operates is taken care of. It allows them to fully rest without having to worry about compromising their practices. It's about removing barriers to relaxation. And that kind of thoughtful environment lets you find a perfect rhythm for renewal. It's not a packed itinerary. It's simple. Waking up to the sound of the ocean, having a slow breakfast, taking a walk, seeing something interesting, and then coming back to a space that feels genuinely comfortable, that's where the magic is. So when we put all these pieces together, we have to start thinking about these little trips differently. They're not just a fun little extra. They are a core part of a modern wellness strategy. And seeing them as an investment is absolutely the key. You're not just spending money, you're investing in your health, in your ability to be creative and productive, and in your relationships with the people you care about. It's proactive, it's essential. I mean, the results are what it's all about, right? The whole point is to come back feeling different, to feel calmer, to feel more energized, and to just feel lighter than you did before you left. That's the real return on investment. So I'll just leave you with this to think about. When you're planning your next little bit of time off, ask yourself, are you looking at it as an expense you have to budget for? Or are you seeing it for what it really is, an absolutely essential investment in yourself?